Hello, lovely listeners, and welcome back to The Journey We Take. I'm your host, Janelle Wells, and today we're discussing a topic that many of us face as the seasons change. That's right, we're talking about seasonal depression, often referred to as seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. The trees are finally getting naked concurrently as we're putting more clothes on, and it's quite a contradictory affair. Many of us are reclusing into our homes as autumn quickly comes to an end and the days grow even shorter as the cold settles in. And during this time, it is not uncommon to find ourselves wrestling with those unwelcome winter blues. I know that this time of the year is portrayed to be super festive and fun with all the holidays coming up. But the reality is, it's not always merry and bright for everyone. But fret not, because we're about to do some exploring in some delightful strategies that will help kick any kind of winter woes to the curb. We're going to try to embrace these colder months with open arms and warm hearts, because no one wants to be an ice queen or king. Let's start by understanding what seasonal depression is and why it even happens. It's often linked to the decrease in sunlight during fall and winter. The shorter days can disrupt our internal body clock, or what we call the circadian rhythm. You've probably heard of it. Well, when that rhythm goes out of tune, it can lead to a decrease in the production of mood-regulating chemicals like serotonin and melatonin. And basically, our biology shifts, leaving us feeling drained, moody, and sometimes even apathetic. But we don't have to remain in that feeling of blah. There are many ways to combat these seasonal blues and keep your spirits lifted during this time. So, without further ado, first one I have listed is embracing the light. And what I mean by that is literally getting outside as much as you can and maxing out on that natural light. The lack of vitamin D is a major factor when it comes to the gloominess that tends to take over during these colder, darker seasons. So one of the most effective ways, of course, is to fight off the seasonal depression is to increase your exposure to the sun. It's as simple as spending time outdoors during the daylight hours, even on cloudy days. It's better than not going outside at all. So try to get yourself up, put on your coziest outfit, and push yourself to spend some time outdoors. Even if it's only for a little while, don't underestimate the ability of fresh air and sunshine to help you feel refreshed and more alive. If you have to, or if you just absolutely insist on staying in, at least let that precious sunlight into your home by opening up your curtains and blinds. Because whether you realize it or not, it definitely makes a difference. I know that some people live in places that stay much gloomier than others and for a lot longer. And in that case, they do make light bulbs that emit a certain wavelength that basically mimic the vitamin D in sunlight. And that can also be helpful to use periodically too. And if you are needing a little bit more assistance on keeping your mood elevated, you could even consider investing in a light therapy box. I personally have not tried one myself, but I've seen a lot of testimonials and people that say it's a total game changer who just need that extra aid. So some things to consider. Also, I was talking to a good friend of mine about this episode here right now coming up that you're listening to. And we were talking about some other things to kind of help keep these spirits lifted, all of our spirits lifted during this time. And she mentioned bringing some color into your wardrobe, and I really love that. I had wrote down lightening up your interior decor by maybe bringing in some bright cushions or blankets. But both things sounded really great to me, and I thought that I might as well mention those. I mean, I know that the days might be gray outside, but you can still bring some color into your world in other ways. Next is snuggle party. I know I mentioned it before, but there will be days where staying in is the option. And on those days, I guess might as well you wrap yourself in your fluffiest blanket, make a nest of pillows, and binge watch your favorite series. Or get lost in a book that you've been eyeing while you snuggle with your pet or significant other. The only rule for this one, honestly, is maximum comfort. I mean, what's winter without a snuggle session anyway, right? All right, moving on. Staying active, which is quite the opposite of what I just mentioned, but it works wonders. Exercise is your friend. It's a proven mood booster that can help reduce the symptoms of depression and boost your immunity. So whether it's a brisk walk in nature, a yoga session, or even dancing to your favorite tunes, find a physical activity that you enjoy and make it part of your routine. And if it just so happens to snow where you're at, perhaps you can turn it into a winter wonderland workout. All the better, right? Try some winter hobbies or sports like ice skating, snowboarding, or maybe even try finding someone that you can have a snowball fight with, because the endorphins that we release during exercise can counteract the feelings of sadness. So don't let anyone tell you that burning calories cannot be fun. Um, Maintaining a healthy diet, that basically goes hand in hand with staying active, I feel like, but there's definitely more than one culprit that contributes to the weight gain that some of us experience during the winter time. The cold weather ultimately is discouraging and it can make us feel lethargic. And that decreased motivation that results from it causes not only a reduction in our physical activity, but in correlation, it tends to increase our consumption of high calorie comfort foods. I feel like we almost start to embody bears in preparation for hibernation or something. But I'm sure most of you are already aware that what you eat can significantly affect your mood. So, especially during the season, focus hard on maintaining a well-balanced diet. Something that's rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, proteins. I even kind of looked a little bit deeper into this and I found that omega-3 fatty acids that are found in fish, walnuts, and flax seeds have mood boosting properties within them. So that's great to consider into putting into your diet. Cooking can also be super fun and exciting in itself. So on those days that you're also just wanting to stay in, try unleashing your culinary creativity and whip up some delicious recipes or tasty treats that you've been wanting to. Next, I have social connection. So isolation can definitely make winter blues even worse, but making an effort to stay connected with friends and loved ones, even if it's through virtual means, will definitely help from feeling lonely and enclosed in your own little world, potentially disconnected from everyone. So we all know that human contact and socialization is super important to our mental health. So just maintaining that as well. Try planning activities that you enjoy together, whether it's like a little coffee date or just going for a little walk with someone you know. Just don't hesitate to lean on your support system, especially when you're feeling down. Mindfulness, meditation, and relaxation techniques are super helpful with managing stress and improving your overall well-being. So next I have listed is Zen vibes. What I mean by this, is trying to dedicate a few minutes each day to deep breathing exercises or meditation to calm your mind. Even reading a book by the fire or chilling out to take some time to journal what you're grateful for, any of those things. And I guess why not kick it up a notch by sipping on some hot cocoa or your favorite tea while you're at it. Next up is winter bucket list. Sometimes seasonal depression can make even the simplest tasks feel overwhelming. I know I've experienced seasons like this myself where you kind of feel frozen in place, but breaking your goals into smaller achievable steps makes it easier to get things done. And also just celebrating those accomplishments, no matter how minor they may seem. Try creating a little winter bucket list filled with fun and festive activities, whether it's building the ultimate snowman, going on a winter hike, or hosting a little themed movie night. Checking off those winter wonders will definitely keep you excited all season long. And I think it's a great way to make some fun memories. Seasonal depression may be a recurring visitor trying to rain on your parade, but it doesn't have to dominate your life. Winter doesn't have to be dull and dreary. By incorporating some of these strategies that we've discussed today into your routine and seeking the support that you need, you can ease the burden of seasonal depression and find those ways to embrace your light, even during the darkest of months. Remember that you are never alone and there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. And that is it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys keep warm during this cold season. Keep shining, keep smiling. And until next time, This is Janelle Wells signing off from The Journey We Take. Bye.